Good morning and welcome to Night Vision News. I'm Alexa Gansfeld.
And I'm Sophie Reeder. This week, students interested in learning more about clubs and organizations on campus were invited to the Involvement Fair.
Every year, freshmen at Wartburg have the chance to come visit the Involvement Fair. Here they get to observe and learn about any and every club and organization involved on campus. Each organization sets up a table to represent what their club's about, inform students about future events, as well as what they plan for the school year. The Wartburg Republicans is one of the many clubs that is working to inform the student body.
The Wartburg College Republicans is a group that comes together to openly discuss political issues. It's a welcoming environment that is open to anyone who is interested in politics or government discussion and wants a place to where they can talk about whatever they want to without feeling judgment from peers or staff members.
The Wartburg Republicans is an open space for students of any political background to find comfort. Foster continues to talk about what other things they are hoping to work on.
We're going to be working with the Wartburg College Democrats to have some of our events, but we will be bringing speakers, and that will be obviously Republican speakers to campus, simply because that's what our group is, and that's how we wish to bring more conservative type people to campus.
Another organization on campus is V-Day Campaign. V-Day Campaign is a global organization on campus that is aimed at ending domestic and sexual violence. With their new co-chairs, the club has new things for students to look forward to in the coming year.
This year we're working on some outreach programs that we can really impact communities beyond Wartburg, and the first one is a service day. This year we're going to Minneapolis. It's led by me and Kelsey Levi, my co-chair. Also, all of our proceeds from the Vagina Monologues are donated to the local women's shelter Friends of the Family.
Reporting for Night Vision News, I'm Juliana Pelaez.
For more information about Wartburg's clubs and organizations, visit www.wartburg.edu/orgs.
September is National Suicide Prevention Month. As the month continues on, it's important to be aware of those around us affected by suicide and suicidal ideations and what can be done to help ourselves and others. The Director of Counseling Services on campus, Stephanie Newsome, understands how students can take advantage of pathways to get the help they may need.
If you can't reach out directly to counseling services, reach out to your RA, reach out to a coach, reach out to a professor or a music ensemble director, or a friend, a roommate. We try to do different gatekeeper type trainings around campus in a lot of different venues, hoping that those folks will know and start to recognize this person seems like they're not doing very well. I think I need to help them to get help. When we talk about suicide prevention, it's many steps before I think what people think. You know, it's making healthy lifestyle choices, right? Getting good rest, taking care of your bodies, eating, getting proper nutrition, eating complex carbohydrates versus simple. It's much more than just some of the things that we think are right before, like, providing trainings of how to intervene, how to talk to somebody who's suicidal. Like I said, the prevention actually comes much before that.
While the Suicide Prevention Campaign is only a one-month effort every year, the goal is to have awareness of the issue year-round. If you or someone you know on campus is experiencing depressive tendencies, please call, email, or visit Pathways using the contact information below to receive the help you need. In case of suicidal thoughts, please call the number below for the National Suicide Prevention Line for immediate intervention.
Wartburg College has welcomed plenty of new staff this school year. Night Vision News' Anna Kowal chatted with one young addition to the religion department.
There's someone new in the Wartburg Chapel, and she's not much older than the traditional college student. Rebecca Baird, a 2018 Wartburg alumna, is the college's first pastoral intern. She will serve in the role for 4 years while taking classes through Wartburg Theological Seminary.
It's kind of teaching me how to just take on this role of finding my pastoral identity. I think that transitioning from a student into this role has been really challenging, but also really validating in the sense that showing me that I can do this and that I'm really called to be in this position.
Baird was officially installed into her role on Wednesday by Dean of Spiritual Life, Brian Beckstrom. Beckstrom worked with Baird during her time as a student in the classroom and as the band coordinator for Wartburg's Wednesday night service, Sanctuary. As pastoral intern, Baird has continued her work with Wartburg students.
Oftentimes she thinks of things that I wouldn't think of because my years of being a student are far behind me, a college student. And she still remembers what it was like to be a college student. And so I feel like that gives us a really important perspective as well.
As she began her position in July, Baird hasn't been in her new role for long. However, she has already helped with multiple spiritual life and campus ministry events, including preaching at the parting service during orientation week.
It was kind of my first time in the pulpit in this role, and I think that that was just memorable to me, you know, kind of introducing myself to the students that I will eventually be graduating alongside. Also just reminding them that they're joining a community here at Wartburg College that's going to support them and love them.
Reporting for Night Vision News, I'm Anna Kowal.
Pastoral intern Baird encourages students to stop by her office located in the chapel tower.
Last week, Central College decreased its tuition by $20,000.
On September 10th, Central College announced a new annual tuition of $18,000 for next fall. This tuition change is the first of its kind in Iowa, although it is already occurring in colleges across the country. When including room and board with Central's new tuition price, the private college's price is now equivalent to each of Iowa's public universities. According to Central College President Mark Putnam, Central views it as our responsibility to help bring rationality to the price of high-quality college education. Central's new tuition and financial aid pricing is clearer and easier to understand. It's an important commitment to our students, families, alumni, and donors. Central now offers transparency to their tuition for students and parents to see where their money is going. The advertised price of the college was rarely ever paid by students due to the high amount of scholarships and financial aid awarded.
So we try to do a pretty sophisticated and deep analysis of our financial aid matrix, as we call it, our financial aid awarding plan. We review that every year, and we adjust it going into the next year based on the tuition that has been set by the Board of Regents, by the budget that we think we will need, by the number of students that we want to recruit in order to meet that budget.
At Wartburg College, the sticker price, or advertised price, is $39,730, while students may pay a little under or over the average amount, $22,976.
To our financial aid awarding plan every year. It is incremental in nature. You know, it's tweaking it here and there. It's not big changes like Central just did.
In addition to the tuition decrease, Central College has also created many new initiatives to support their students in all stages of their education and beyond graduation. Reporting for Night Vision News, I'm Alexa Ganzeveld.
After the break, we'll have more on Waverly Shell Rock homecoming and the Democratic presidential debate.
Son, tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course.
put away a few bucks, feel like $1,000,000. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Welcome back to Night Vision News. A celebration many schools hold each year took place this weekend for an area school district. The Waverly Shell Rock School District hosted their homecoming last week. To celebrate this week's events, there were a variety of activities, including dress-up days for students and staff, a kickball tournament, and a pep rally, which included the coronation of homecoming king and queen. Part of the annual celebration also included a home football game. This year, the Go Hawks took on Crestwood and put up a good fight despite losing 10-14. Homecoming was rounded out with a dance on Saturday night.
Last week, 10 Democratic presidential candidates took the debate stage in Houston, Texas. With the Iowa caucuses in 5 months, candidates are searching for ways to popularize their platform. Night Vision News' Nathan Stephanie takes a look at last week's debate, as well as their efforts on the local community.
Last week, 10 Democratic candidates for president took the stage in Houston, Texas, attempting to convince potential voters why they were the right choice to represent the party in the 2020 election. Between the 10 who qualified, as well as a few candidates who did not meet the requirements for the debate, all sides of the party and their differing views on platforms were on display, for good and for ill.
It looks to me like the Democratic Party has some decisions to make about the sort of candidate they like to have. We've got some people who are really pushing hard on an extra progressive agenda. We have some that are trying to sound a little more moderate, and I think in the next months we're going to see if the polls in the Democratic Party decide that they prefer one or the other.
With 5 months remaining before the Iowa caucuses in February, candidates are hitting the campaign trail across the state. Some have already popped up in the area, like Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar's visit to the Waverly Area Veterans Post in August, where a variety of people got the chance to hear a message from a candidate a little lower in the polls.
It ran the age gamut. I mean, we had, I know there were a handful of high school kids because they had different high school t-shirts on, and so it was a very eclectic group of people.
Getting to see and know the individual voter and making them feel heard is a common cornerstone to those on the campaign trail, no matter who a candidate is or what they're running for.
Obviously, the candidates realize the importance of it, otherwise they wouldn't be knocking on doors, wouldn't be coming here, wouldn't be seeking opportunities to present their platforms to communities. But I also think it is also very important for people, for Iowans, for people of Waverly, for the people of Waverly, to get to the candidates, in a more intimate form, and hear them, and sometimes, ask them questions that in a much bigger form, again, going back to that difference between a small town and a bigger town, that in a much bigger form perhaps wouldn't be allowed, or wouldn't be heard.
Caucuses officially began on February 5th, 2020 for the upcoming presidential election. For Night Vision News, I'm Nathan Stephanie.
The remaining Democratic candidates will hit the debate stage again on Tuesday, October 15th. Now we're going to go to Alexa for the weather. Alexa, are we going to need our umbrellas this week?
I don't think so, not until this weekend. Friday, we have a high of 84 and a low of 70 with scattered thunderstorms. Saturday, we have a high of 76 and a low of 62 with also thunderstorms. Sunday, it's cooled off a bit with a high of 66 and a low of 50 and scattered rain. Monday, we have a high of 74 and a cool low of 56, and it's also sunny. On Tuesday, we have a high of 76, a low of 62, and it will be partly cloudy. Wednesday, there's a high of 73, low of 51 with scattered thunderstorms, same as Friday. On Thursday, we'll have a high of 68 and a low of 57, and also with showers. After the break, we'll have an interview with Grace Grieving about the Student Senate elections.
Calls me googly eyes. You know you're beautiful, right? You know that?
Even you are beautiful. I got bullied for wearing glasses. Share if you're against bullying.
We put it out there, just took off. 3 million people have shared this post. Don't let bullies get you down. I stand with you. Our whole family's wearing glasses. I wear glasses and I'm proud.
I even have the army on my team.
All the kind comments brought my child joy. I don't feel thank you is enough.
Next.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
We're joined by Grace Grieving, Student Senate's recorder. She's in the studio to talk about the elections coming up today. Grace, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so today we're going to start out with what position are you on Student Senate and what does that kind of entail?
Okay, so I'm the recorder for Student Senate. So that means that during the full Senate meetings, I take notes and I try and write down everything that everyone says. During our executive meetings, I take notes again, and then I also head the Political Action Committee.
Awesome. All right, and so then we have an election coming up today. What positions are up for election?
Yes, so all of our full Senate positions are up for election, which means that you can be a general senator through all of these elections. We did our executive positions last year.
Okay. All right, and then what kind of things do Student Senate do around campus?
So Student Senate does a lot on campus. We are involved in everything from campus improvement projects to allocating some money to all of our on-campus organizations. We host events. We do a lot of that.
Right. And then why do you think it's important to have a Student Senate on a campus?
It's important to have Student Senate because it gives the student body a voice. I know that sometimes it feels like a lot of meetings or a lot of busy work, but it's really, really important to just be able to have that sort of opinion, and I know that the faculty really take part.
Okay, and then how do you vote today?
How do you vote today? So at midnight of last night, so about a few hours ago, everyone should have gotten an email that will take you to a survey, and it'll have all of the senators for your general residential hall that applied.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then why is it important for people to vote in these elections?
It's important to vote because if you don't, it's like your opinion's not being heard, and the people who applied to be a general senator truly want to help and be involved, and giving them that voice to do it is really important.
All right, and then how do we kind of reach out to senators if we have concerns?
If you have concerns, you should be getting, once our full Senate meetings start up, of course, you should be getting an email every week from them kind of explaining what happened during full Senate that week, what happened in their committees, and they will attach the minutes as well, so you can reach them through.
Okay, all right, and thank you so much for joining us in the studio today talking about this.
Thank you.
After the break, we'll be coming back with more campus sports.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs? Just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid. A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close. I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us. But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
Welcome back to Night Vision News. Now we'll own in on Wartburg sports. Women's soccer coach Tiffany Pins has had a productive summer and start to the season. Most recently, Pins earned her 100th career win in a 3-2 victory last week. Pins is now the program's all-time winningest head coach and was named the John Curt Alumni Coach of the Year over the summer. 2 Wartburg athletes earned conference honors this past week. Junior Katie Foster was named Defensive Player of the Week for volleyball. Foster totaled 96 digs, averaging 6.4 digs per set. Foster has a team-leading 274 digs and is a 10-time Defensive Player of the Week. This year, she has been the only conference volleyball player to earn the award in its 2 weeks. For soccer, sophomore Joy Smith was named the Offensive Player of the Week. Smith tallied 5 points with 2 goals and an assist. This is her first conference honor. We're 2 games into the Wartburg College football team season, but one school record has already been matched. Night Vision News' Ryan Riebenacker reports.
In the 2019 season opener for the Wartburg College football team, wide receiver Colin Schulte did something that has only been done a handful of times in the school's history: catch 4 single-game touchdowns. After replicating a feat that hadn't been accomplished since the departure of All-American receiver Riley Brockway in 2017, Schulte could only describe his performance against Greenville as just business.
Their defense was kind of set up in a way that I should have gotten a lot of catches. They blitz and played man, so a lot of those throws go to the outside receivers.
One of the biggest challenges for Schulte this season is adjusting to not just one new quarterback, but 2. Since All-American quarterback Matt Sasha's graduation in May, Schulte has had to learn the ropes with 2 starting caliber quarterbacks, Noah Dodd and Jace Moore.
It's taken some adjustment. Now that it's a different quarterback and there's also another quarterback, there's 2 quarterbacks. Yeah. Not necessarily always on the same page with them, so I kind of have to focus on myself more and make sure I'm doing my thing right to help both of them out as well.
Nick Wall, another one of the top members of the Knights receiving corps, believes that Schulte's individual growth is only going to boost the production of Wartburg's offense.
If they think, oh, Colin had a really good game last week, we'll double him. Well, we got 3 other guys that can do pretty much the same thing, so it's going to be hard to stop.
The Knights are currently undefeated at 2-0 after wins against Greenville University and Monmouth College. Reporting for Night Vision News, I'm Ryan Riebenacker.
It's the Luther Norse this Saturday at 1 p.m. The game will be held at Decorah. After the break, we'll take a look back at our top stories.
sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
To stay up to date with all of our content, be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
Thanks for joining us today. For Alexa Gansveld and Sophie, have a great week.